What y'all think about the people giving them about the color nails?
They trying my dog, man. They trying my dog. Let me tell you something.
Because they don't even know the history behind what you're doing.
Yeah, let me tell you something. First of all, my dog has been always a trendsetter when it came to fashion. He's always not giving a f. You know what I'm saying? He's always been willing to, you know, push the odds a little bit. He isn't doing nothing wrong by supporting his kids.
Nothing.
He should support Zaya and every dream that she has, regardless of what she wants to do in life. That's a father's and that's a parent's job. So regardless of that, sitting at home painting his nails with his daughters, so what? That's how you spend time with your daughter, and that's how y'all bond. And that when all in the world today, when we see so many girls that grow up and have daddy issues, and he's making sure that his daughter that don't happen, and we criticize that. Stop that. That's hating. Stop that sucker ass.
And that's why I had to.
Stop that sucker ass.
Take your glasses off.
Stop that sucker ass.
No, don't have him take his glasses off. I know you did.
No, because you touched on that, and I've been wanting to touch on that for a minute, man, because I don't say nothing. I don't get into that shit.
Shout out D-Wade.
Shout out D, man, with that sucker.
Shout out
man. Y'all stop that. Nah.
For real.
Going through the you talked about how many years you played, right? Favorite stops, where you learned the most. Where did you see, you know, because obviously when you leave Miami and then you know it's a reset. You're a young kid, it's a reset.
And I want to include the European stops too.
For sure, everywhere. I want to know all
that. Because I was taping my own ankles.
I
had to call this for ankle braces. The first month I was taping my own ankles, Pat Bell, wrapping my shit up, cutting off my blood circulation. My feet swelling up.
I can imagine young UD at that time. You probably was so thirsty, you probably couldn't feel your toes.
Young UD went to jail 3 times in France, man. I was over there wilding, trying to figure it out. But when they threw that ball up,
check ball. Yeah, it was
that's one thing I did know how to do. I didn't know how to drive stick. I didn't know how to speak French, but I knew how to get to that money.
Oh God,
I knew how to get to that money.
So for me, you know, I started 2nd Division Ukraine, so that was humbling. You know, that was my first stop. Then I go to Greece. But for me, I say D'Antoni. When I heard
great things about D'Antoni.
Yeah.
Never met him.
Houston.
Yeah.
Never met him.
Houston. When I was the point guard and D'Antoni came in and put James Harden as point guard, put me as 2 guard. Could have benched me. Mind you, I've been playing 16 years, 13 years in the league. UD, I ain't averaged over 10.7.
I'll tell you.
In my career. Never.
But guess what?
I'm still here.
Every team in the NBA would love to have a Pat Bell.
You know what I'm saying? So for sure, Houston, I learned a ton from James Harden. I learned how to play the point guard position. I learned how to run pick and roll. Me being afraid to, I'm living on, is this a good shot or a bad shot? D'Antoni erased all that out of my mind. You open, shoot that. They go under, shoot that. You cross past half court, you feel good, shoot that. Feel me? So like he gave me so much freedom that allowed me to still be a defender, but it allowed to show a little bit of my offense. And when I was able to show a little bit of my offense, each summer I tried to nick away, because I knew it was going to be a time where, you know, it was going to flip. I was going to be more of an offensive player than a defender, you know, because of my age. And, you know, I've been nicking at it ever since. You know, so
right
I
now,
say Houston.
it's obviously it's the OG, so I think we got to touch on it. I think the most important thing I heard in that whole thing was you were a point guard. He moved you to the 2. For all these young kids that are trying to make their way in the league, we're at summer league right now. It's about playing time and oxygen, right? So it doesn't matter if you're a point guard or you think you're a point guard. Or you're supposed to be a guy getting 20 points a game. It's about finding your way on the basketball court.
Exactly.
Right. So when he slid you to that 2, instead of being like, I am no 2 man. I'm a point guard.
Like the rest of these young men.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying that
you
right
want
now.
Me to be the center?
I'm trying to say that right now for all these young kids. Like who you are when you first get in the league isn't not necessarily who you're going to be.
Right.
Just get on the floor, make an impact on the game, right? So you're not going to take the reality situation is in that situation. You're never going to take the ball to James Harden's hands. So now how can I get on there with James Harden to make his life easier? And so now I'm going to pick up full court. I'm going to play the 2. I'm going to play off the ball. I'm going to do that shit. Like that's what these young kids got to understand, man. Like you got to get on the floor.
And with that mindset, I've been in the NBA 12, 13
That's
years.
Right.
I've started. I finished the start. I might not have started the season starting, but when that season ended, I was the starting guard every season I've ever played. I've only not been to the playoffs 1 time.
Talk that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk that.
So like,
it's a reason for that.
It's a reason.
It's a reason for that.
It's a reason. You know what I'm saying? So I finished the game. I'm still starting guard. So.